let's see. Oh, we forgot to mention. Did you catch the notice? Did you catch the notice about Twitch, the Twitch rebrand?
Yes, I did.
I didn't get an email or anything about it though. Like I didn't get any alerts for it. I bet it went to Jamie. I bet it went to my wife.
I very much actively use my Twitch Prime, so I'm sure that's probably why, because I'm always redeeming skins and things like that for video games, so I'm always making sure it's connected to everything. But yeah, Prime Gaming.
Yeah, it's an interesting title. I don't know, and apparently there's an announcement that you're actually going to get game titles going forward.
We have already. I think you've gotten the ability through, like when you actually go to the main Twitch Prime page, they have different stuff you can get. At least I think so.
Okay. Yeah, there's supposed to be like
I feel like I've gotten a couple games before.
There's supposed to be it's like 10 games a month or something now, and you're gonna be able to get the games, the skins, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's interesting. That's something new that I hadn't seen before. At least I didn't know about the games. Honestly, I use my Twitch Prime subscription, and that's all I really use. I don't get the skins that much. I really should. I'm like, hey, Apex skin.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm too lazy to click that button. I don't want to go do that. Right? Literally, it's one button to get a skin, and I'm like, nah, it's
really
a lot.
Play that game
That's a lot of work, But
yeah.
I was like, oh, this is cool, right? And I was just kind of like, I don't know about the name though. Like, you're really like, are they?
I know it.
Are they separating because they took Twitch out of the title, right? So I don't know if the intention was to.
Interesting.
Right. I don't know if the intention is to draw more towards Amazon.
It definitely seems like from my perception of it and what they've said is that they're trying to rebrand to make more cohesion along with the benefits you're getting with your Amazon Prime subscription, be it Prime Music, Prime Video, Prime Gaming, Prime Books. They just want it to be, I guess, unified instead of you get Prime Video and Twitch Prime.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
I don't know if people know to go to Twitch when they hear Prime Gaming, but
what do you think? What do you think about the possibility that Amazon opens its own cloud gaming platform?
I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. Especially as they start to drop more of their own titles from their production company, their developer company. I mean, whatever you want to. Amazon Gaming. I forget, isn't that what that's called too? Which is weird. Isn't that their development studio, Amazon Games or Amazon Gaming? But yeah, I mean, again, they have the infrastructure, they have the people. Why not just say, hey, we're gonna bump up your Amazon Prime subscription another $5, and now you get to stream games as well.
Yeah, something like that, or provide something like, even if they provided something like, what am I trying to say? Like Microsoft's Xbox store, where maybe they're not cloud-based, but here's a library of AAA, AA, AAA titles that you can get just for being a subscriber to this program, right? Or something along that line. I think
that'd be great.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that in the near future, right? They're already starting, hey, here's 10 free games, right? And if that library, because right now I think it's mainly like indie games and it's smaller titles and stuff. But if those continue to grow and if that library, say it's not like 10 games a month, but it's more like we're adding 10 games to a library every month, right? And you can still continue to get these and you can still continue to do more. I would say that, Prime Gaming is going to be cool. Like, I want to look into it more. I literally just saw something about it somewhere. I don't know if I grabbed it off Reddit or something like that. And I was like, hey, this sounds really stinking cool. I mean, this is a really, really neat thing. And we need to look into this because this could be something that could be very beneficial for people.
Yeah. But I mean, and again, it's for me, it's fantastic because I don't have Amazon Prime because of Twitch Prime. Like, that's not the main reason for me. It's just a bonus. I order a lot of crap. I like using the Prime Video service to watch stuff. So it's just anything that I keep getting as a bonus to me is just more and more of a reason for me to be subscribed to Amazon Prime. So they'll keep getting my money once a year. I know that much.
Yeah, we've been we've been interestingly on the fence about it actually going forward. Like every year we have to debate. I'm like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Yeah,
Really?
yeah, let's do it. We don't do video, we don't do music, and we really don't order that much anymore.
Yeah, just you and all those microphones.
Not even that anymore.
You don't get a lot actually from Amazon, do you? I mean, a few, but
I was buying a whole lot from Amazon in the beginning.
Yeah.
But recently I've been getting like secondhand, so it's been substantially cheaper. Cheaper to get them secondhand. Substantially cheaper.
I mean, like to just because where we are in Central Florida, we have a Amazon warehouse not far from us, so I can get a lot of like same day shipping, next day shipping, stuff like that.
I wish we're not quite there yet. I'm out in the boonies, dude.
Yeah, you're a little bit farther away than I am. Yeah, I'm a bit closer to civilization here in in the swamps. But yeah, man.
So we seem to be we mentioned this before. We seem to be on the odd side of the curve on some of these conversations, right? And now I'm focusing I'm pushing us towards the Shroud conversation.
Let's do it.
Why? Like, I'm really curious why sign an exclusive contract with Twitch right now?
Really?
Yeah,
why not?
Why
not?
I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little curious as to why, because it would. I really thought, I mean, after what he has made references to in the past about wanting to go back pro or considering it, right? Wanting to go back pro, and that would be he got his payout. Why go sign a contract with Twitch and force yourself into streaming again?
See, I think I'm sure he spent this time thinking about it. I'm sure he probably grinded a lot of Valorant with some of his buddies and stuff like that. But I think we can both agree with the level he's at as far as the streamer goes, is there is a lot more money to be had in the streaming life than there is the esports. Yes, esports are up and coming, but it's like you need to be consistently doing very well, part of an organization that's taking cuts of your wins and stuff, your winnings. Sorry, but it's just not as profitable. And a lot of those guys, some of the streamers you see now, they came from esports teams and went to full-time streaming because the full-time streaming is more money.
Right.
It's an easier schedule. You get to kind of do things more you want. There's no stress of needing to stay on the top of your game. I think honestly too, I think over these last few years of him just dedicating his time to being a full-time streamer, I honestly, Shroud loves it. He's a humble guy. He's an average dude like the rest of us. He loves playing games, and he loves that people want to pay to watch him do it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I guess, and if you get to a certain point to where, like when's the last time that he played for a pro team, not in a tournament, not in a pro level tournament, but when's the last time he played for like a pro team? Like how long has he been a full-time streamer?
Yeah,
because
Cloud9 was the last organization he was a part of.
Because at some point, you just get used to it. Like you just said, I guess you just get used to it. And if he doesn't want to play Valorant for 8 to 10 hours a day for the next 2 years, right? And he's like, this new game's out, right? Like I want to go play this one now. Exactly. Right? Like I want to change my mind and I want to go over here and then still go play, and play for fun. And it kind of allows. I mean, I get it. To me, streaming would be way more fun. Right? Like obviously, to me, streaming would be way more fun.
The freedom. Yeah.
You get to pick what you want to play, and again, we've talked about it in the past where people are going to come watch you no matter what you do, right? Like they're there to watch you at that point, right? Yep. They're there to enjoy your experience, not necessarily the gameplay, right? Or the game you're playing. Like they love the gameplay, but the game you're playing, right? They're not just going to focus on that. So I think you get to make that decision, and I get it. I was just, from a why perspective, I would just think if he didn't like streaming, like if streaming was a job, and it's like, I don't want to go live today, right? Like, it was kind of one of those, because that's kind of how I thought from some of the conversations because you don't hear interviews, you read them, right? You read transcripts.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So you don't hear interviews, you just hear the responses, and it kind of, the way I interpreted his responses were, I think I want to go back to playing a pro team or something, like I want to go back to professional play because he's tired of streaming, because he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to be in front of people. I just want to be focused, right? Like, I miss the game. But if it's the exact opposite and he's like, I don't want to be serious. I want to be silly every once in a while, and I want to be able to relax, and I want to enjoy. And I could totally see that. So, I mean, it totally makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Reading transcripts of interviews is always tough because I'm a big believer of tone. Like, you can say something, you can say the same exact words in same sequence, and you can have it mean so many different things depending on how you're saying it. It can be happy, it can be silly, it can be sarcastic, it can be angry, it can be it's tough when he could be like, I really, really want to go pro, where it's like, I'm really thinking about going pro, maybe. It's, who knows? It's so. I think he made the right choice, though. If I had a decision to do either at his level, it'd be silly, in my opinion, for him to stick with one game competitively and just do that rather than just stay on top of the streaming game. Topics, where we at?
So we're gonna start off with the easiest one, I think. How do you feel? Because you've already made your claim. How do you feel about this follow for follow crowd? And so, to be honest, I grabbed these topics, and I'm going to do this intentionally going forward. I'm going to start grabbing topics from our Twitch because these were upvoted, and these were hot topics on our Twitch. So I was like, you know what? Let's talk about them, because this is something that somebody else is asking the question about. Let's figure it out. What's going on? So let's get started. How do you feel about follow for follow?
Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Anytime I get somebody saying, you get messages, I get a follow on Twitter, and it's, follow for follow, check out my YouTube, subscribe, drop your link, I'll subscribe to yours, this, that. I honestly, my first reaction is I want to block this person so I never have to make contact with them again. But I'm a bigger person than that. I'm not going to do something like that. It's if that's how they want to progress, go for it. But obviously, as I was talking about before as well, I don't think that your follower count says how big or how relevant you are. It's a very hollow number. You can have 10,000 followers and one person watching when you go live. Does that mean you're a big streamer because you have 10,000 followers? No. I think it's silly. I think it's focusing on the wrong thing. And that just, if you want growth, follow for follow is not the way. Plain and simple. That's my feelings.
Okay. So, all right. I'm going to...
Let's hear it.
I'm going to 85% agree with you. I'm definitely not in support of your concept that follower number matters, right? Because it doesn't, right? It's number of active viewers, right? Nothing outside of getting to affiliate matters with followers. Except the fact that if those followers go online and they're looking for somebody to watch, you show up on the right side of their screen, or left side of their screen. Sorry. You show up. Hey, I have my camera inverted. That's what happened.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah. If you're live and they're looking for somebody to watch because their regular isn't on, you happen to show up in their currently live list, right? So the follow for follow, I totally agree that out the gate, or it's very shallow, it's very hollow, and it is purely for the interest of stacking a metric and not for growing as a creator. Okay?
Yeah.
And it kind of can show a bit of shallowness to your content or your brand. But at the same time, every opportunity to get an eye on your content is an opportunity to get an eye on your content. So
true. Yeah.
It all depends on how you make it work. Okay. Now, the one point that I do think the follow for follow crowd can be beneficial for an existing developed creator. I want to say for an existing creator that has, a matured or somebody who's been around for, 2 years or whatever, it's been affiliate for a while, et cetera. Like if you're streaming to 15, 20 individuals, right, you have an opportunity to capture those individuals by beginning to network with them and drawing them to your content because they're looking for somebody to connect with, and they'll see you as a senpai. Or I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look at the word senpai. I don't know why that's the only word that popped in my head. They're trying to look, because I don't want to say superior, right? They're trying to look to you as a.
Woo! We went there.
So they're trying to look at you as somebody who like can help guide them to get there. So you have an opportunity to just kind of like, hey, what's going on? Yeah. Welcome to the affiliate program. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, and I'll be honest with you, for a while, I went and I had a search on Twitter for Twitch affiliate, for the hashtag Twitch affiliate. And I would go through, and anybody who said, like, every morning I would go and I would hit this search, and the first 30 people that showed up that said, hey, I had affiliate today, I would go in there and congratulations, welcome to the affiliate family, blah, blah. And I would have this like standard little tweet that I would send back to them. And I would say, hey, if you need any questions, any help, anything like that, bloop, hey, come and just send me a DM or whatever. Right? Like, come and reach out if you need, and just trying to, like, hey, right? Just trying to pull them in, right? And trying to find ways to capitalize on that. Going back, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
I was just gonna say I view that more as networking. So I guess like
I guess
I don't necessarily consider that. To me, follow is empty with how most people execute it. Yes, you're right. I do believe if you're really looking into who the person is you're following and trying to get value out of it, in also giving them value back, that's. I mean, I guess it's still technically a follow for follow, but to me, that's much more on the networking line of things. And networking is fantastic to help you try to get yourself out there to more people.
Sure. So, what part of that was that? I was going to touch this. The one part, and I'll get back on, the one part that I don't agree at all, right, is using the hashtag support small streamers, or using the hashtag F4F, or using the hashtag follow, whatever, right? Like using those hashtags on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you're doing it on, you're not getting any engagement out of that, right? Because everybody that uses that hashtag is looking for something.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Everybody that's doing that is looking for something. And then you have the baiters, right? You have the individuals, and I'm using Twitter because it seems like streamer Twitter is where the engagement is mostly, right now.
Yep.
I'm using Twitter as my primary example, but and then you have the baiters who will go in and they'll be like, looking for somebody to follow, drop your info down in the down in the comments, and then you'll have like 400 people, or I've got a couple dollars looking for someone to sub to, and that person ends up, just destroying the algorithm, right? They end up destroying the algorithm because that one tweet goes viral, not viral per se, but that one tweet gets a lot of attention, and they build themselves up in the algorithm using these desperate individuals as bait. Right. And that to me is a whole nother level of shady, but that's beside the point. I intentionally did it one time. Yeah? I went in there and I saw somebody, because there's the other side of it where like first 20 people to retweet this get $50 in their Cash App or whatever it is. Right. Like that. Oh my God, right. And I, I look at those and I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. Right. And I have a lot of friends who retweet it, and I have a lot of other people who get engaged and try to do that. Right. And maybe once they'll get it. Right. Like, I don't know. The only person I believe is the poodle, the Bill Poodle, whatever his name is.
Oh, the big philanthropist guy.
Yeah, the big philanthropist guy. He's the only one that I actually believe. All the rest of them, I'm like, whatever. Yeah. Or DP3, that's another one. DP3, is that his name?
Yeah.
But
sounds familiar.
But, I intentionally went in there one time. Somebody was like, I have $500. First 20 people to retweet will get some money in some of this in their Cash App. And it was like 18, and I retweeted it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. And I took a screenshot of her tweet, right? And I sat there and I verified that I was like number 18. Like the tweet was up for like 30 seconds. I just happened to load it like right at the right time. And I waited and I waited and I waited, and it got to like 500 retweets or something like that. And then I posted a tweet and I was like, hey, and I tagged her and I was like, hey, where's my Cash App confirmation? Like, and it just went dead, blocked, gone. Everything just disappeared. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what happens. Like, it's just a bait. It's just an opportunity to try to get engagement for yourself by playing on others. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
It seems to be a very, very common practice.
It's just one of those, it's one of those weird ones. And everybody's looking for attention. And I get it, right? Like, I totally get it, but you need to find ways to, again, like we've continued to say in the past, you need to find ways to create engagement or have opportunities for individuals to come and watch you. Like, why does somebody want to watch you? Not just why do they want to follow you? Like, why does somebody want to watch you? Right? I would even go as far as saying, go ahead, follow for your first 50, right? Do it to get affiliate.
Right.
Do it to get affiliate. It's only 50 people. Do it to get affiliate, right? Like, if that's what you got to do to get affiliate, no problem. Do it, right? But after that point, I wouldn't say, do it at all, right? I mean, for 50 followers, all you have to do is literally join 2 stream teams or something, 2 stream teams, and you've got your 50 followers, and you haven't done follow for follow, right? You've done networking or something, like that's what they call it, but it's kind of the same concept, right? Get your 50 and then reprioritize yourself, right? Like that's the way you need to do that. I mean, again, if you can get 50 other ways, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not saying it's a good plan. But if that's really where you need to go.
If you've been streaming for a long time at this point and still don't have 50 followers.
Now
desperate times may call for desperate measures.
Yeah, now you mentioned